Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saints Weekend Roundup for opening weekend. What a fun weekend it was. Two exciting games that could have gone either way. We split them, losing a heartbreaker on Sunday. And to be honest, when I came off the court, the top question and the only question that I had with Coach Megan after Sunday's post-game debrief with my beautiful, understanding wife was, why was Coach Mike screaming, "Give it to Timmy" at the end of the game? Because to people in the stands, it sounded as if Coach Mike was trying to turn Timmy into John Paxton in the 1993 NBA Finals and have him take the game-winning shots and carry the team to victory at the end. And I just wanted to point out and cover that wasn't at all what I was trying to do. And my apologies if me screaming, "Get it to Timmy" at the end of the game made it appear as such. So what we were trying to do, or in my mind, what I saw us being able to do with that pass to Timmy, was create scoring opportunities for every other kid on the court. So what is supposed to happen is, as that pass is made to Timmy, the person who makes that pass up at that number one spot that we call it, does a hard basket cut as a give and go and tries to drive through the lane, and then standing about here, getting in front of this person looking for an offensive rebound. Now, in Timmy's case, he caught it. That cut went through. Timmy drove. And as soon as Timmy started coming into the key, as we call it, three defenders were coming at him. The other team had made it clear that Timmy was not going to score on them during that game. So what we're looking for is, number one has gone through. As soon as all of this defense collapses to Timmy, what we really want is number four to make a basket cut straight at the basket and look for a layup there. But wait, there's even more. Number five is supposed to see what this kid here is doing and then come around and look for something in this general area of the court. And number three is supposed to dive through, look for something at what we call the elbow, and then come back out and give Timmy a safe outlet, because the defense really shouldn't be guarding much past this way. And if they do, then we can just head back to the basket again. Now, what that looks like once all the kids move is this. And you can see we've got number four in at the basket. We've got number one, maybe a high lob, but definitely in a good spot for a rebound. Number five, this is wide open all the time at practice. Most teams don't make that cut. It's there. And then you have number three, that if we get into trouble, we throw it out and then we can reset and come back at it. So what it looks like from the floor, and this is in the first half, or is this the second half, excuse me, courtesy of our amazing photographer, Crystal, is that once again, you can see that Timmy has the ball right here, and we're starting our cut pattern. So this is Evan. Evan's going to go through and try to set up right around that block area, preferably if he can use his backside and kind of push this defender back a little bit. That's what we're trying to do. And what I really like about this photo is that you can see with Atticus, he's watching what's going on over here. He knows that this cut hasn't happened yet, but as soon as Evan goes through to this point, Atticus is heading right to home plate. And where this is so efficient is because we have the defender of Atticus here, and the defender is focused, oh my goodness, that ball is coming, I need to be worried about it. So Atticus can do what we call the backdoor cut and be wide open. He catches it. We have a layup. And then you can see Bella's here waiting. And as soon as Evan goes out of that spot, you can see this open spot right here that Bella's going to be able to step into. So it's not as much as Timmy is going to be the scorer on this play. It's really going to be Atticus, Evan, or Bella that score for us if they make their cuts. Now, unfortunately, we are still early in the season and we're still learning. And what ended up happening at those end of the game sequences was that we didn't follow our cuts all the way through. The person in number 4, instead of going down here, didn't do that, just kind of came here and shouted, Timmy, Timmy, Timmy. Number 1, instead of completing the cut, didn't complete the cut, instead came back shouting, Timmy, Timmy, Timmy. Number 5, unfortunately, didn't come into this open spot at all and stayed outside of the paint, where you actually have now 2 rebounders that are going to cut you off. And these kids really didn't shift over toward the ball. And number 3 did come into the position, but the problem is now we have 4 kids too tight. No one's in a spot where they can score, and they're being taken up by 3 defenders. So again, what we're looking for on that particular play is going to be right here, where Timmy is hopefully going to C4, C5, or he puts it out here and we just reset it and we try running a cut to the other side of the floor. So my apologies if it appeared that I was trying to give Timmy all of the game-winning shots. What I was trying to do was use this team's over-ambitious approach to take Timmy out of the game to help score right in here. So that's what we're working on. You can see where the spaces open up. We'll keep working on it. And there was also a lot of great defensive lessons that we had from over the weekend. If you are ever wondering, what should I shout from the stands? If we're playing defense, shout the phrase, protect the paint, get to the paint, watch the paint, because the team that defends this area and keeps the most bodies here, even though it's man-to-man, is going to win the game. In this case, you can see that number 3 isn't inside the paint. We actually would want number 3 to step over here and have at least 1 foot in the paint. And the real difference in a win and loss that game against the Warriors was, notice that the Warriors have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the paint. There's their 5th player. And notice that all of them are cutting off, with this exception, are cutting off the Saints players from going into the rebound. And you can see in another picture here that the shot has gone up. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would actually give our friend Ashton some credit there and say 5, and then the Saints are on the outside. Now, part of it that we may be on the outside if we're on offense is because we run cuts, but the thing that we are trying to teach our kids is that as soon as the ball is shot, we need to cut to the basket. Everybody makes a move toward the basket, which gives us the opportunity to grab some of those rebounds in the future. So as the ball continues to be passed around, you'll see that we will continue to adapt and really take away this side of the floor. These kids, if they catch it out there, our kids are fast enough to get to them. And if they drive in toward the basket, we're already there ready for them. So you can see as the ball goes into the corner, we're not going to chase these kids around the 3-point line. We want to make sure that we pack it in and not let them pass through this area. And then we're ready for the rebounds. And the good news is that there's clear photo evidence, thanks to Crystal, that we do it sometimes. And what I love about this particular photo is if you watch the 3 Saints players that we have in the screen, we can tell the ball is somewhere around here on the court. Timmy's hands are somewhat up. His eyes are tracking over to the ball. Evan's eyes are up. He's looking over at the ball, working on getting that hand up a little bit and to this side of his defender. But you can see that the foot is in motion. We're moving there. That is a great sign. And then you can see Atticus's eyes are tracing this hand. He actually, that if we zoom in a little bit, that's pretty close to the pistol finger. And why Megan asked me, why am I always pointing on the sidelines? I'm trying to demonstrate pistol fingers. So we're pointing at where's the ball with this finger. And we can't see his other hand, but Atticus is actually guarding right here. And you can see Atticus's feet are in the paint because his player that he's guarding is way outside that 3-point line. So this is pretty solid defense where we have all 3 players tracking the ball. We have a player in the paint moving to that position behind this person. This is really exciting to see. So I think the number one lesson that we need to take away from this game on Sunday is an old quote in Steeler country: before you can win a game, you have to not lose it. And I think a lot of our players admitted that they watched that Warrior team win by 20 points the day before, and oh my goodness, they won by 20. That means we will lose. And if you go into a game with that type of attitude, it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, because as you look at our final takeaways, we fight when we're down. We were down 18-11 on Saturday and came back to win that game. And think about this one, 9-1 on Sunday. First quarter score 9-1. We're only down by 3 in the fourth quarter, and we lose by less than that. So we win the rest of the game, but because we stepped on the court not believing we could win, we let that be the outcome. The other thing that I think at this level of play is just worth noting, 6 different players scored in every game. That's huge. Most teams are only having 2 to 3 kids score for them at this point in the season. And the fact that we're already having 6 different players score, with our type of offense, any player is a scorer. And you can see right here, we're making that happen. And that is just so exciting. And the best part about the takeaway, Saints, this is just the beginning. So remember, good things happen when you spread the floor. So let's take a look at that fantastic and magical moment that ended our game the other day. I mean, what a fantastic moment for everyone involved. Now let's take a look and see if we can't pause that down a little bit. So take a look at where our kids are at this point on the floor. We have Timmy heading down there. Mason did his basket cut. He's going to come out through there. Bella's coming down looking for that basket dive. And what we told Evan at that timeout huddle was set up in the spot where you make it every practice, and let's create space and see what happens. So as the play continues, now look at that spacing. We have plenty of space, no defenders. Evan was able to slip into that open spot where we hoped he'd be. Knocks it down, and we go into a nice celebration. And that's the day. Great job, Saints. A lot of fun this weekend, and we will see you soon. Take care, everyone.